Here are some psychology facts and life truths that might completely change the way you see yourself and the people around you. And stay until the end, because some of these become more surprising as we go. People who naturally stay awake late at night may show different patterns of creativity and thinking compared with early risers. But intelligence isn't decided by what time you go to sleep. Your sleep quality matters far more. And speaking of sleep, the position you sleep in can influence your comfort, breathing, and even how often you wake during the night. Dreams, however, are influenced by a much more complicated mix of memories, emotions, stress, and experiences. Here's something even more interesting. Some of the thoughts that affect you the most are the ones you never say out loud. You can smile, talk normally, and continue your day while your mind is processing emotions that even you haven't completely understood yet. Music can also have a powerful effect on the brain. The right songs can trigger memories, change your mood, reduce stress, and sometimes make you feel emotions you thought you had forgotten. That's why one song can suddenly take you back to a moment from years ago. Your brain is constantly making decisions, some consciously and others automatically. And when what you want conflicts with what you believe you should do, psychological tension appears. Sometimes that uncomfortable feeling isn't confusion. It's two different parts of you wanting two different things. Remember this: don't give three things complete control over your life: other people's opinions, money, and experiences from your past. Learn from them, but don't become their prisoner. One of the hardest emotional experiences is discovering that someone you deeply trusted wasn't being truthful with you. Because betrayal doesn't only make you question that person. Sometimes it makes you question your own judgment. Teenagers are especially influenced by their social environment. Strong relationships with family, friends, teachers, and supportive adults can make a huge difference during emotionally difficult years. The teenage brain is also still developing, especially the systems involved in planning, impulse control, and evaluating consequences. That's one reason teenagers may sometimes take risks that adults would avoid. But here's something almost everyone needs to hear. People notice your mistakes far less than you imagine. You remember the embarrassing thing you did because you were the center of your own experience. For everyone else, it was probably a tiny moment in their day. So stop replaying a 5-second mistake for 5 years. Another important truth: young people don't only need advice from their parents. They need to feel heard. Sometimes the most powerful thing a parent can say isn't, "Here's what you should do." It's simply, "Tell me what you're going through." Now think about perfectionism. Wanting to improve yourself can be healthy, but believing that nothing you do is ever good enough can slowly destroy your peace. Perfectionism can turn achievement into pressure. You accomplish something, and instead of celebrating it, your mind immediately asks, "Why wasn't it better?" Don't spend 5 days suffering just so you can enjoy 2 days called the weekend. Your life isn't something that begins on Friday night. Find something worth living for on ordinary Tuesdays too. And remember, your body often becomes a reflection of repeated habits. Exercise because you want to become stronger, not because you believe your body determines your worth. Here's another powerful one. A lot of anxiety comes from trying to mentally control situations that haven't even happened yet. Planning for the future is useful. Trying to control every possible future is exhausting. Prepare for what you can, accept what you can't, and learn the difference. What you repeatedly focus on also changes what your mind notices. If you're constantly looking for reasons why life is terrible, your brain becomes extremely good at finding them. But when you deliberately notice progress, opportunities, and things you're grateful for, your attention begins shifting. That doesn't mean ignoring problems. It means refusing to let problems become the only thing you see. And when it comes to relationships, never confuse being chosen with being valued. Someone keeping you around doesn't automatically mean they respect you. Healthy love doesn't require you to constantly prove that you're worthy of basic attention. The same goes for friendship. Real relationships require effort, but they shouldn't require you to abandon your self-respect. Here's something even deeper. Sometimes we spend years chasing approval, money, relationships, achievements, and attention, only to discover that none of them can permanently answer the question, who am I when nobody is watching? Understanding yourself can change what you chase, and eventually you realize something incredibly freeing. Almost everything changes. People change. Situations change. Success changes. Pain changes. Even the version of you watching this right now will change. So don't treat today's problem like it's guaranteed to exist forever. And finally, confidence isn't believing that everyone in the room likes you. Real confidence is walking into the room knowing that even if some people don't like you, you'll still be okay. Because the strongest confidence doesn't come from other people's approval. It comes from knowing your own value. And once you truly understand that, you stop entering rooms asking, do they like me? And start asking, do I like who I become when I'm around them?